heard of a one-eyed queen who took on the Roman Empire and won? Or a civilization where women ruled as pharaohs, their power etched into stone for all eternity? Forget everything you think you know about ancient history, because this is the story of the Nubian queens of Kush. The Kingdom of Kush was one of the most powerful and long-lasting ancient civilizations in Africa, thriving along the Nile River and what is now northern Sudan. The history of Kush unfolded in two main phases. The first kingdom, centered around the settlement of Kerma, appeared as early as 2400 B.C.E., making it possibly the oldest African state outside of Egypt. This early kingdom became a hub for trade and new ideas. The kingdom's wealth came from its rich gold mines, so much so that the ancient Egyptians called the region Ta-Nehisi, which means the gold land. The Bronze Age kingdom of Kerma eventually ended when a unified Egypt took control around 1550 B.C.E. This period of Egyptian rule, however, set the stage for Kush's next great era. A new Kushite kingdom emerged as Egypt's power faded. By 730 B.C.E., this renewed state had become so strong that it conquered Egypt, creating the 25th dynasty and ruling over the entire Nile Valley. This was the peak of Kushite influence, and it showed a key pattern. Kush was often at its strongest when Egypt was weak. After an Assyrian invasion in 671 B.C.E., the Kushites were pushed back into Nubia, but their kingdom remained a major power. They moved their capital from Napata south to the city of Meroe, where the Meroitic kingdom rose. This kingdom thrived as a center for trade, industry, and culture until it fell to the Aksumite Empire around 400 CE. The Meroitic kingdom had a very strong economic and military base. Meroe's location was key, as it was at the crossroads of trade routes connecting Africa, Arabia, and the Mediterranean. This allowed for a lively exchange of goods, ideas, and people. Kush controlled the trade of valuable items like gold, ivory, and ebony. A crucial part of their power was their early adoption and development of iron technology. Meroe became a major center for iron production, and their advanced iron tools and weapons gave them a big military edge over their neighbors. The wealth and power from these economic systems were held by the monarchy and the wealthy, which strengthened their rule. When the Kushites took over Egypt, it was a major turning point in ancient history. This period brought stability and wealth to Egypt, with more trade, big construction projects, and religious changes. The Kushites adopted many parts of Egyptian culture, including their gods, especially Amun, hieroglyphic writing, religious practices, and administrative systems. The building of Kushite pyramids for royal burials, for example, was inspired by their Egyptian counterparts. But this wasn't just a simple copy of Egyptian culture. The Kushites kept a strong and unique identity that was different from their northern neighbors. The Meroitic period saw a move toward their own cultural forms. The creation of the Meroitic script around 300 BCE was a clear step towards cultural independence, allowing the Kushites to write in their own language. This mix of cultures was a dynamic process where they chose what to adapt while also asserting their own identity. Early Egyptologists saw Nubian art as a poor copy of Egypt's. Modern scholars are now challenging this view, showing that the Kushites were confident enough to absorb foreign influences while also reaffirming their own power through a unique and powerful native style. The Kushite civilization wasn't just a reflection of Egypt, it was a strong, resilient, and distinct civilization that created its own path. At the heart of the mystery of Kush is the role of its female rulers, the Kandakes. The term Kandake, or its Latin version, Candace, wasn't a personal name, but a royal title in Meroitic for a queen or queen mother. The Kandakes were much more than just the wives of kings. They had equal or even greater power than their male counterparts. This unique system of female authority was deeply rooted in Kushite society, which was based on a matrilineal system. This meant that a person's status and inheritance depended on their mother's rank. While society was patriarchal, with men holding most roles, women had a very important position, especially in the royal family. The power the Kandakes held was not just symbolic, it was real and active. They led armies into battle, commanded forces, and oversaw massive building projects. Their images and art show them at the front of sculptures, often alone, wearing royal clothes and at a size that make their male companions look tiny. This proves that their authority wasn't just a supporting role to male power, but a key part of the state's political and military structure. The Kandakes represent a powerful and unique model of female leadership, a unique expression of power in the ancient world that challenges simple ideas about gender roles and authority. The Pantheon of Queens. Queen Kandakes, who ruled from around 170 to 150 B.C.E., is historically significant because she was the first known reigning queen of Kush to rule on her own. Her reign marks a key moment in the Meroitic period, setting a precedent for female rule that would be followed for centuries. The most powerful evidence of her authority comes from her statues and carvings. Art from her time shows her in battle gear, holding a spear and leading her armies, a clear visual statement of her role as a warrior queen. Unlike the common beauty standards of the Hellenistic and Egyptian worlds, Kushite art showed its queens with a wide and powerful body adorned with many jewels, which symbolized fertility, wealth, and power. Queen Amanirenas, who reigned from around 40 to 10 B.C.E., is arguably the most famous of the Kandakes. She is celebrated for her bold and successful resistance against the Roman Empire. Her story is a high-stakes drama of conflict and diplomacy that shows the unbreakable spirit of the Kushite kingdom. The conflict started around 25 B.C.E., when Amanirenas took advantage of a Roman prefect being away on an expedition. Leading a huge army, she launched a surprise attack on Roman-occupied Egypt, capturing key cities. Her victory was marked by an act of profound defiance. She had a bronze head of the Roman emperor buried beneath the steps of a temple in Mero. The Roman response was quick and brutal, and during the tough battles, Amanirenas was blinded in one eye. Despite her losses, her resistance had a big effect on the Roman position. The conflict ended not in a Roman victory, but in a diplomatic win for Kush. The peace treaty that came from it was very favorable to the Kushites, and it cemented Amanirenas' legacy as a brave warrior and a clever negotiator who successfully protected her kingdom's independence. Queen Amanitore, who reigned in the 1st century CE, likely as a co-ruler with her son Natakamani, presided over what is considered the most prosperous and culturally rich period of Meroitic history. Her reign represents the culmination of Kushite self-expression as the civilization was fully in control of its own identity and destiny. Amanitore and Natakamani are famous for their extensive building program, which earned her the title of a renowned builder of Nubia. They were responsible for restoring the great temple of Amun at Napata and building new temples. This period also saw the development of the Meroitic script, which allowed for a new system of images in funerary chapels and an expression of a native language. Art from their co-reign is a primary source for understanding the nature of female power in Kush. The reliefs show both Amanitore and Natakamani in symmetrical poses, equally imposing and striking down their enemies. This balanced depiction of a male and female co-ruler in the same powerful stance is a direct visual challenge to the patriarchal norms of neighboring empires, and a powerful statement of the complementary roles of the genders in Kushite governance. Amanitore's reign showcases a civilization at its peak, confident and secure in its own unique cultural identity. The Kandakes of Kush were not just a historical oddity, but the product of a powerful and sophisticated civilization that developed a unique model of female leadership. Their story is a compelling counter-narrative to the common historical accounts that have often ignored African history and the role of women in it. The power of Kush was based on its economic and military strength, but it was its unique social structure
and the influence of its queens that truly made it special. The Kandakes were active rulers, warriors, builders, and diplomats who were central to the state's identity and survival. By presenting these two queens, the video can tell a comprehensive tale of power in ancient Africa, a story of resilience and strategic defiance, followed by a golden age of cultural and artistic achievement, all under the formidable rule of the Nubian queens. Hey, if you found this journey into ancient Kush as fascinating as we did, there's a whole world of history waiting for you. Don't miss out on our next adventure. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when a new story drops.